Hey, what's up? We're back, Walking and Talking, episode 41. We're here in Wolf's Pond Park on a very blustery and windy day. As some of you might have seen from my Insta stories or from the news, Staten Island had a tornado warning last night, and the seas are still pretty rough. So hopefully the wind noise isn't killing it too much. But either way, let's get into it. Today we're talking John Wick, because I love this franchise. So a little history on the John Wick franchise. For me, I saw the movie after a recommendation from Tested the website, Adam Savage, Will Smith, and Norman Chan all highly recommended it as one of the best action movies of the year. Watched it, loved it, and then I was in ever since. John Wick 2 was awesome. John Wick 3, spoiler alert, on my review at least, it was amazing. So, I'm gonna give you first like a quick one-sentence review, or not a one-sentence, a short thought review of what I thought of the movie, and then I'm gonna dive a little deeper and give you some spoiler, some more information about what I liked about the movie, and I'm going to include some more spoilers. So I'll let you know before I spoil anything if you care. But either way, here's my review. The short version, John Wick 3 was awesome. Everything about the earlier movies dialed up to 11. It was intense, fast-paced, always surprising. Keanu Reeves just knocked it out of the park. Halle Berry, excellent. Lawrence Fishburne, awesome. The new character Zero that you see in the trailer with the swords, super cool. So yeah, my short review, highly recommended, big thumbs up, go check it out. Now to my longer review. So let's start out with the stuff that I didn't like. This is the way I did it for Aladdin, and I kind of like it, so I ended on a positive note. My short review, the short list of things that I didn't like about the movie, and again, this is super short. The story felt a little thin, and I think that has a lot to do with the pacing and the location movement. So I felt that this story lacked a connective thread. So John Wick 1 pretty much only took place in New York, so there wasn't a lot of like jumping locations. It was, oh, this is downtown, this is Midtown, this is Brooklyn. There wasn't like, oh, we're in a different country. So the first film didn't have to deal with this at all. The second film, they go to Rome for a little bit, and that jump is pretty well telegraphed, like why he's going to Rome, what he's doing there, how he gets there. The transition is relatively nice. Here, they jump a lot. They're in New York, they're in Casablanca, they're in the desert, which looks like Dubai, but I think it's around where Casablanca is. And all that movement really isn't, I don't think they connected it well, so it's just almost like jump cuts for the movement, which can be a little disorienting, and I was disoriented a little bit by it the first time I watched. But again, minor complaint. Now, let's get into the stuff I liked. Let's just talk about my favorite fight scenes to start off. Loved the horse stable. I loved the horse chase. I liked the motorcycle chase on the bridge. That was just manic. But I think my absolute favorite was the fight in the mirrored room in the Continental. That's definitely on that top 3 list. Where they're up in Winston's room just doing stuff. I loved the scene where they basically had the Japanese gang that's led by, what's his name, Zero, running around and just killing anybody who's been associated with John Wick. I thought that scene was really well done. My absolute favorite fight scene though, actually no, dang, we're making a top 4. I loved this scene in Casablanca with the dogs and Halle Berry and John Wick just going nuts. Just everything about that fight scene, the way they use the dogs, Halle Berry giving that one dog the boost up to that second level, that was a next level fight scene, and I loved it. The one that I was originally going to put, and I still put as my favorite fight scene in the entire movie, is the Continental. When the Continental is deconsecrated and Winston and basically Winston, most people know him as the guy who's the concierge, and John Wick defend the Continental. The use of that one his pistol and his rifle as kind of like a stun gun to get up close and then kill him with like bullets between the armor, and then eventually when they break out the shotguns and just turn some people into pulp. It is awesome. The intensity is just unreal. The action in that in John Wick 3 is just so far ahead. So many long cuts, so much movement in the camera work, and it is just something to behold. John Wick 3 just kills it in the action department. So, now that I've gushed over the fight scenes, the character work in this one was amazing. When I first came out, I wasn't 100% sure how I felt about the overall story and where it ends up. And I'm gonna give you the final spoiler now. This is the ending I'm gonna talk about in detail. So if you haven't watched and you care about spoilers, stop now. But I love now the way it ends. So when I first watched it, I was confused. It felt really much that Winston betrayed John. Even after they fought together, they were friends, honor among thieves kind of thing. But while it originally felt like he was betrayed by Winston, I realized by the fact that the dog was let out of the pen, the what's his name, the Bowery King's right-hand man was there to pick up the body, and that I don't think Winston would ever betray John Wick. I think this was a setup that John didn't know about. I think Winston knew he could rejoin the High Table. He knew that John would understand. Ooh, look, cute little bunny rabbit. I think it was all set up. I think Winston and the Bowery King had set something up. They want to take out the High Table. John Wick has a grudge to hit at. I think it's on. I think the whole purpose of that was to get John Wick into a safe place where they could heal him up, rearm him. I think they're going for the High Table. I think Winston and the Bowery King want to take out the High Table and make New York its own sovereign state within the John Wick universe. And thinking about it like that, if this is the case, and I'm not just making crazy assumptions, I am super pumped about John Wick 3 and cannot wait for John Wick 4. Either way, I'm super pumped for John Wick 4. But I think the ending was excellent. I thought the action was great. 2 thumbs so far up. I have the 4K Blu-ray pre-ordered. I kind of want to go back and see it in theaters, but I may just wait and be patient. Either way, loved it. So, with that, thank you all for joining me. Hopefully the wind wasn't too crazy. It's starting to rain right now, so I'm going to end this video here. I will catch you all tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. Peace. Bye. Quick little random bonus video. It is now starting to rain. It is about to rain much more heavily. And what's interesting is you can see how there's like a little line there on the horizon that seems to be getting closer and closer. That is extremely heavy rain. Basically every like couple of minutes it's inching closer. Quick update on the rain. That line has gotten significantly closer, and 2 of the previous buoys that I could see are now invisible. So I'm gonna get really, really wet in about like 2 minutes. I'll keep you updated. Remember I was predicting that rain? It's here. Yeah, buddy.